Good morning, brothers. Welcome to A Brown Bag Gentleman. My name is Scott, and today's shave is with a Tech 2 razor. I got this one from Maggards, and I think pretty much, I think you can find this at all the artisans online. Just about. It's just a little knockoff, little razor that everybody uses. But this is my favorite inexpensive razor, basically below $10. I think this retails for $10. It seems to always be on sale for like $5 or $6 whenever I look at it. But the handle is a nice solid metal hand. It's got a heft to it. I like it. You know, just a basic little head there, a little mixed metal head there, but it's all metal. So yeah, there's no plastic here. It is all metal. And we're using that today. And the soap of the day is Maggards Tobacco and Leather. And it did come with a seal on it. I already broke the seal to get my little spoonful out of there so I can use it. It's a sweet leather and tobacco. So it's not like so it's not a savory one. This is sweet. This is definitely sweet. It reminds me more if you get like a bridal leather scented soap. The nose are always sweet. You like bridal leather. It just always has this like a sweetness to it. If you've ever been around a new saddle or new horse leather, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, but not quite to that. You know, they're not that almost cherry scented that can be. No, not like that. This is just kind of a tobacco-y, leathery, but with sweetness to it. So it's a little different than that. And it is very soft. I've mushed it into my scuttle. I'll hold my finger over the hole so it doesn't leak too much. It did have a little bit of drip of water to go over that. And the brush of the day, two shakes and squeeze so I can show you, is my 400. Whoops, my sink is emptying out. Sorry, bear with me one sec. Put that back to hold it. Gotta put some more water in there. Start draining out. Good enough. So yeah, so it's I think it's like a 22 millimeter little 400 classic 400 handle with a synthetic head. And we're just going to put this up in the scuttle. You can hear it gurgling. Okay, so it's just I did my first 50 strokes. And it's not coming up too much. The water to drip out of that, so I'm going to put a little water into it. There we go. Makes me happy. There we go. Yeah, now it's working. So now it's starting to build. I just did another 50. So now it's starting to foam up a little bit. That's good. Now, so I had 100 swirls clockwise. Now I do 150 counterclockwise. Do you have to do it that way? No, it's just a habit I got into. Another 50 right there. That's the first 50 counterclockwise. So 150. Now let's keep going. Okay, that's another 50. Now 50 more, and that should be. And then it should be enough. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, there we go. I'll scoop it down from the sides. There we go. Get it usable. So yeah, so we're ready to use that now. Now we're going to wash the face. And yeah, I'm not going to cut today. It's Christmas is in 2 days. So today's Saturday before Christmas. Today's the 23rd. I just put my washcloth in the warm water in the sink and just give it a loose squeeze. So it's still, you see it's dripping, it's soft and wet still. Very, very wet washcloth, warm washcloth. Probably a bunch of you were getting razors for Christmas, and so I just figured out good time to show you the whole shave. So yes, this is going to be 20 minutes at least, I'm sure. Now, I'm grabbing my soap puck. This is Glyce soap. It's a glycerin soap. It's called Glyce. You can literally, I could use this soap to wash my face with. Absolutely can. And did for a number of years before I got a separate face wash soap. And of course I turn it a quarter turn before I put it down on the little soap plate. Now I just wet the other hand and put my hands together so they're soapy and wash the face. Keep my nose too. So yeah, below the eyes kind of gets the soap, and above the eyes gets the witch hazel, which I'll do afterwards off camera. Okay, just rinsing my hands off in the sink water, just to get the excess soap off them. There we go. And we're gonna just dip my washcloth back in that warm water. This time I'm wringing it out tighter. So yeah, now it's not all drippy. And I didn't have to wring this out at all. I could use it as is. But I wanted it warm. There we go. Now to wring this out, because I'm going to need it again at the end. There we go. And I just kind of squish it together about 20 times in the sink water is all I do to rinse it out. There we go. Our washcloth is rinsed out and ready for another use. Now, okay, as the face is still damp, let's put on our nice, and that's the thing about using a scuttle, is I have filled it with warm water. So yeah, the soap is warm. And in wintertime, this is nice. You're gonna see this scuttle a lot now for the next few months of winter. What I didn't mention earlier, of course, today's shave is using a feather blade and a mild razor. Now, if you watched my how to cork a razor blade video where I used the cork on the feather blade, because the feather blade could be a little rough. It's very sharp, but it's not the smoothest. On the first shave, it's never smooth. And if I'm going to cut myself, it's usually the first shave on a feather blade. So I basically drew it across the cork 5 times. And I shaved with that for a couple of days, and it was actually a little bit too much. It actually detuned it. It kind of made it less sharp, and it made it more like a derby or a shark blade, something that's just kind of middle of the road as far as not super sharp. So what I did is, after a couple of those shaves, I got a new feather blade, and I only drew it across the cork 3 times on each side, and that's what this is. So this is second shave with that, and this gives me the characteristics of a nice sharp feather blade, but without that initial roughness. So to be honest, I felt like one little micro nick, didn't even bleed. Poor handling of the razor on my part. So, but that's all I felt as far as any kind of potential roughness, and it wasn't really rough. It was just poor technique. So let's get going with this. And it does very admirable in this very mild razor. So this is shave 2. And yes, only 1 day's growth because I'm on vacation. So yeah, I like to shave every day. Usually I try to do 2 days growth so it shows up better on the video. But yeah, I didn't do that because yeah, I'm enjoying my shaving every day. There we go. Very smooth and nice across this whole bottom of my chin is all scar tissue all the way across. But it was very gentle on that. There we go. Pass 1 with the grain is done. Pass 2. Scent strength in this soap, 3 or 4. It's got a good, good scent strength to it. Very creamy, very nice. I always like the Maggards house brand soaps. They just work well, and I like how creamy they are. It's one of those soaps that's so creamy, nice. It feels so good when you're putting it on. You kind of tend to do a little bit extra. You don't have to go so long as I tend to do sometimes. Just because it just feels so nice putting it on. Okay, pass 2 is across the grain. Because it did good. Yep, oh, one spot. There we go. Yeah. While I'm recording this, I will tell you I just recorded, before this I recorded a, basically use, how to groom your hair when it's dry humidity. So yeah, take a look at that. So about this razor, I mean, I've tried a bunch of dollar store razors and what have you. I've probably got about 4 of them from different places. They're all basically less than $10 that I paid. One might have been 12, I'll say, maybe. I can't remember if I got it on sale for less than that. That's what I think happened. But I think it retailed for like 12 instead of the price I paid. So for those, this is my favorite. It's the smoothest. I think if you're gonna if you're skeptical about whether you're gonna like this or not, go to dollar store, buy a razor. Get whatever. It won't be the smoothest thing. Get yourselves, but do try and get yourself a mix of blades, variety pack of blades. Order those online. I highly recommend it. If you buy whatever's in the store, there'll be a mild blade, I'm sure, but it might not be a blade to your liking. I would tell you as a new shaver to get a variety pack that has at least 1 pack of Astra greens in it. I would just say, because to me that's such a workhorse blade. It's a good middle of the road blade. It's not the mildest, it's not the sharpest, it's just middle of the road, good workhorse, solid razor blade. There we go. Pass 3, of course, is against the grain. Just light touch, don't have to go too heavy, especially because I only shaved yesterday. Oh, I went under the nose. Well, this is so mild. Maybe I will go up against the grain in this way. I normally don't, but yeah, maybe I will today. Went over the Adam's apple. But watch other shavers. You notice I generally don't move my Adam's apple, but if you watch other shavers, you'll see that they'll swallow and hold it because it holds the Adam's apple up. To me, that's very uncomfortable. I don't like doing that, so I generally don't if I can get away with it. Okay, mild razor. We're going to go against the grain. I hadn't done this all week. Yeah, that certainly does a good job. That made me brave enough. I gotta go against the grain on the chin too, just to try it. Not something I normally do. But I get a little braver with a mild razor. There we go. Now, yeah, I'm going to do a buffing pass, so I'll get my hand wet, and I'm just going to use water instead of the soap. Don't need to use the soap. There's plenty of residual slickness that I can do. Just do this to waken it up the soap again. Right there. There we go. Now let's get the other side. Down low there. And good. All right, rinse that off. Okay, let me pause for a moment while I wash up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, back again. So I washed the face with that washcloth you saw earlier, warm washcloth to wipe off the excess soap. Rinse, basically clean off my razor, my bowl, and my brush. My brush, I basically swirl it around in my palm under running water, warm water for about 50 swirls. That's what I do. Then I shake it out in the shower about 6 or 7 times, and then you saw in a previous video how I dried it on the towel. So yes, that's what. But I wanted to show you today, where do I store my whatever shaving bowl I'm using when I'm using a bowl? It's just a little plate holder. I got this at what's the store? Hobby Lobby. That's where I got this. Hobby Lobby. And where the picture frames and stuff are. It's in like all the picture-y stuff, and it holds a bowl great. And of course this slides along, but I just leave it in the back and go like that. It fits my scuttle and all my other bowls well. So that way they dry in the bottom too, because they get wet on all sides. So that way it's up off the little shelf cover, that thing that I have up there, so it doesn't mold on the bottom. So that's kind of what just to keep it so it doesn't mold up on the bottom from not getting in the air. So now I'm going to run the cold water, and of course we need 2 splashes of cold water to close these pores up. So let me do that now. Alrighty, towel that I hang up. Little dryness. Yeah, this is basically these little spots here. It's dry skin. Going to hit it with a little of that. And I'll show you another little trick I do too. I won't do it, but I'll show you what I do with it. If you saw my last video, it's basically about keeping the scalp from getting all dry and flaky. But what about your eyebrows? What do you do with your eyebrows? I don't use the mineral oil on that because I do grow, the mustache and chin whiskers and all that, and for a good part of the spring and summer, I use. Whoops! I just showed you this. This one. This is called. This happens to be a bay rum scent. It comes in all kinds of scents. Sterling makes this. Everybody makes their version of a balm. You can buy them in the drugstores too, but I got their version. It's a nice bay rum scent, and swirl it around. I guess I am showing you how. Just rub it on the eyebrows, and that'll keep the skin from flaking up and basically in that eyebrow area. Obviously, if I had started it earlier, you wouldn't be seeing this little bit of redness. So it's that quick and simple. That's all I do for the eyebrows. Done. So let me see. Now aftershave. Aftershave. That is a sweeter scent. Well, I'm going to use this anyway because I know I was going to use the English leather because that's a sweeter leather, but I already pulled this out. And this is the soap. I got the matching soap. I'm going to use this is what I'm using for the next week. You probably won't see it on video. I've had it for years. As you can tell, it's getting low. This is the Chiseled Face, Cedar and Spice. I like to save it for fall, winter, and I hadn't used it yet this year. So yeah, we're using it. I'm just going to splash on some of this. The soap's getting low. The aftershave's getting low. Nice alcohol sting there. Yep, stings more than I thought it was going to. So yeah, so I got a nice close shave with that feather blade and a mild razor. So yeah, very pleased. Yes, so that was good. I do recommend this Chiseled Face soap and of course the matching aftershaves. And it's a moderate scent strength. Again, about like a 4 or 5 when you first put it on, and it dies down, of course, like most of them do. Yeah, but that's very, very, very robust. I guess very woodsy. It's just nice, manly. Yeah. Feels, of course, it feels good. It is an alcohol-based one, which is what my preference. So I hope you enjoyed today's shave, and with that, go with God.